It took about a year and a bit.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, you know that. I mean, like, some songs take 5 minutes and take 5 months. There's a couple on there that I did particularly work very hard on, you know, like Chicago Now. It took me about a year and a half to write that. Because I wrote all the music and I'm not a musician, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read, I mean, you've described yourself more as a punter than a musician.
Well, I think I've got my own taste, you know.
Yeah.
I know what sounds bad, you know, straight away. The early days before, the solution to that problem was just, you know, I'd use like old rockabilly techniques, which is why some of the production's pretty raw. I just use 2 mics and shit.
So, and then record the band?
Yeah. And it was better to do it that way than get what I want, whereas with extra kit I actually got what I wanted.
Yeah. But how about working with somebody like the Cold Cut team then? Because obviously that's not their technique, is it?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's different. It's good for them as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it pushed them.
Actually, they did it really well, considering they never worked with instruments. I mean, they got a real natural bass sound and stuff. It was great.
Yeah.
It was good actually because we could feel them on and, you know, tell them, yeah, that's how a bass should sound, you know. But as if they were sort of experienced in that. They'd try and put Dolby on it and stuff. You know.
Right.
Judging by what people say to me and write to me, I'd say we do stimulate them, and I do keep them going a lot, which is what I want to do.
Mm.
It's like when you read a book and some line strikes, you're like, oh, I've always sort of thought that, you know, that's what I want to do, and I try and do it.
Mm.
Of course, you only hit it like about 25% of the time, I think.
It's obviously with words it's easier, particularly in a written situation with a book where you can develop a whole character.
Yeah, well, that's part of the challenge for me. I like the idea of trying to put it to music. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, writing a book does not appeal to me at all. You know?
In what ways? Because it.
Well, I haven't got the concentration, and I don't think the book world is sort of worthy of my talents. You know, I think they deserve a sort of bigger audience.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're that intimidating, you know. I think we communicate a lot.
Mm.
I find a lot of other groups more intimidating and brutal, you know.
In a musical sense.
But I can see if somebody just walks into a hall and sees us, we're like a sort of crack unit or something, you know. I mean, when we do operate on them lines sometimes, but you've got to, you know.
It's quite a thing to manage to keep a team or group together.
Well, it's very rare nowadays to get 6 musicians, 6, 7, keep them going, you know.
Yeah.
They're not doing commercial stuff. It gets a bit of a slog, you know.
Never tempting to actually simply on a survival level for yourself, just to become Mark E. Smith and then...
No, I've seen too many other idiots do that, you know, and I think it's stupid. You know, I've had managerial advice, you know, why are you keeping 6 people going, you know, but like for instance our rhythm section, you know, I spent about 8 years building that up, you know, it's almost organic music. I mean, you know, so what if some people can't hear it? It doesn't bother me, you know. I'm not going to farm him out to some other solo guy, and I'm not going to use like session musicians, you know, because it, you know, it just wouldn't be the Fall, you know.
No, I agree.
You know, I'm not just the Fall. Arts has become very bourgeois. You know, I think it's being controlled by the wrong people. It's like rock and roll turned from Gene Vincent into Pink Floyd. You know what I mean? And I think that's because people are just taking it the wrong way. You know, it's like when it becomes like middle class. You know, I'm not against the middle classes. You know. Some of my best friends are middle class people, but
yeah.
you know, I think it's almost like, I mean, rock music today is almost like a sort of executive position. You know what I mean? Where you're envied by other people, and I think it comes across somehow in our work. You know, I mean, all our fans are like porters and stuff, you know, and insurance clerks and customs guys. You know what I mean? Which it means a lot to me, and shop workers, you know, as opposed to students. You know, I think there's nothing wrong with that, you know, because you're in touch with, you sort of tap in a basic, you know, creative process, you know, which other people miss out, which is why a lot of lyrics are rubbish now. You know, they people are writing lyrics. They're just opening books and copying them out, you know, copying lines out. I mean, I know it. You know, I can tell by it. I can hear it. You know. There's no creation there because of course they never go out of the house. I mean, I go, you know, for a walk before a concert, you know, and it can get on your nerves, you know, but it's worth just having, say, two people hassle you just to get fresh air and have a look around. I mean, walk around Birmingham the other day, man. It was unbelievable. It's incredible what's happening there. You've been there?
Not for a few years.
It's like a massive housing estate, sort of building site, you know. It's incredible. They got about Romania and that, you know. You should see it.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're in a sort of tour syndrome, you never get to look out the window, do you know?
Yeah, for sure, it's not reality.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I mean, you have mentioned...
And I think I was getting out of touch about a year ago as well.
Yeah.
So I've decided to throw myself back in there.
Live situation, is that still an important one for you?
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying it at the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone really good. I think we've knocked the spots off most of the bands, you know.
Yeah.
Because last year we sort of took it easy after doing the ballet and all that, we were really exhausted. We sort of just recorded and stuff and that.
As a performance thing though, what do you actually get out of that?
I just enjoy it, actually. You know, I don't believe all this stuff about tour damage and that, you know, because I don't suffer from it, you know, at all. I like sort of, it's good to be touring again, actually. Like when we did the ballet, for instance, you had to do it in a certain time capsule, you know, and you could improvise around it, but in a way it was limiting, you know, about 17 shows of it, 20 shows of it. So now it's good just to, it's amazing what sort of, what lines come into your head when you're singing and stuff, you know, out of the blue, you know, just pluck them out. It's good. You know, in fact, you're writing as you're playing.
Do you find it healthy in the sense of seeing who it is who's out there buying?
I try and not look.
No?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I'm concentrating, you know.
Right.
Because when I do look, it puts me off. see some of the people who get bloody
What, in
No, it's just surprising, you know.
Yeah.
Aberdeen, there was just like, there was about 20 sort of beautiful young girls and like then like 20 monsters, you know. And it's like, right, that's your last look for tonight, you know what I mean? It was like weird, you know.
Yeah.
You see, the problem with the Fall, it's a problem that other groups don't. I've got like about, with me, and there's about 3 or 4 other composers in the band, you know. So it's not, the problem isn't writing songs, you know. The problem is deciding what to leave out or how to team it together and stuff.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's like running orders on LPs and that, you know. It takes me hours, you know. That's an important bit for me.
It's a lucky situation to have, but it's probably, in the sense of more writers or contributors, but it's probably, again, one of the healthy things which has helped.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, it's good the way the band sort of falls together all the time. You know, like, Brick's left, then Martin just turned up again, you know, I mean, was out of the blue. So I've somebody like Marsha in the band is quite unusual, you know, she's into sort of rap music and is a sort of, you know, attractive sort of gorgeous American, a very talented keyboard player. I mean, the fact that she's in the band is quite unusual, isn't it?
And when you're writing...
The problem is, like, keeping the lid on it sometimes, you know?
Yeah. How do you actually go about writing them with the different people? Or is it people just, you know...
I use all different methods, you know?
Yeah.
All of them secret.
All of them secret. Otherwise the Manchester bands will be trying it out pretty quickly.
Yeah.